The situation. The management group of a small company seeks to improve the effectiveness of its administrative pool. The team. CEO, administrator, sales manager, engineering manager, CFO, and facilitator recorder. Delegating to a work group. Agree on focus for follow-up work. Ask who are the right people to do this. Set work group charter, outcome, deadline, resources, participants, leadership. Before delegating the work, this group struggles with what to do next. This is a normal process for a healthy group. Observe how facilitation and the group memory move the process along.
You know, it could be, this could come back to process, but I don't want to take us off if there was a process there.
That may be the deeper underlying question, though. So
Yeah.
why don't you take us there a little bit? I keep hearing things like, well, I want this, here's an expectation, it's not what the expectation is. I don't know who to go to, the system process issue.
Right.
Feeling against, they probably don't know how to work, they don't know what the agreements are. Hard to work together, assent, you don't have a context, a way of working. I don't know, does this making any sense as a?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the fact that we have
Yeah.
them still sitting outside of particular offices might be a basic issue. Why don't we put them all in one room? A room.
If we have a process, I just have to know how are you going to enforce it on each other?
I need to know who I can come to with, I really don't like going to one person after another or pick who I think that, I'd like to come to one person and say, can you have this done for me? Right?
But maybe in terms of the
Well,
process, maybe that's.
I didn't have that problem before.
Maybe part of the process is that we're each individually going to individual people. What if this would put you in the driver's seat maybe a little more. What if the process was that all work had to come through you?
I like the idea of having one person who's the universal funnel in.
Yeah.
Could be me, could be someone that I trained to do it.
Right.
Mind you, the downside to that
Right,
is
I
that it could
see a couple.
increase the separation between the executives and the
Right.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's a
And
possibility.
we're creating a
that's all.
bottleneck.
Okay, so it sounds like what you all have moved into, do you all have agreement that we have a process? Do you all have
Process
an
issue.
agreement that
Yes.
we really need to
Yes.
look at the process and
Yes.
expectations
And
and
we
all of that?
started thinking of some of the features of that process.
Yeah, so you've begun to work on that. Do you have in this group the people that need to be here to really work on that issue? There's some people missing out of this room.
Yeah,
Really-
I know.
Like, who did you have in mind?
Well, actually.
We don't have any admins.
All the admin, exactly.
Right? I mean, Jerry's here trying to represent him, but
Yes.
you're not one.
I could use one, and I know which one.
Okay. So here's a question. I mean, would they be here to develop the process? Because if it's developing the process, you want them all there so that they're all part of that.
So we have
Right?
buy-in.
You get buy-in.
You know what I'd love to do is if we could talk about kind of the criteria for the process,
Okay.
and then maybe let us go put together a proposal.
So you would work with the admins?
Yeah, but you tell me what are the criteria, I mean, you told me some things. You know,
Right.
When I have rework, I'd like to get it handled by the person who did the job in the first place, that's just more efficient. You know, when I go to somebody, I want them to respond, considerately, respectfully, some positive attitude, so I've gotten some
And we
criteria.
need backup.
Timely.
So let me just acknowledge that we are beginning to move in to try and
Yeah.
get the guidelines that Jerry asked for. I wanted to make sure we had it locked down in terms of who needs to be. Is
Okay.
there, this first working group, is that the admins plus Jerry?
Well, if I'm gonna work on them with designing the process, I'd like to have at least one of you there.
I was gonna say, I
just want the
be part
voice of
this,
the
or
customer
we ought to
in
send
the
a
room.
representative.
Okay, who's the representative to be in that group? Who would be a good representative then?
Should we initially all meet with all of them just to kind of pick out who's gonna do what?
Well, maybe some framing for the work.
Yeah.
And that might be good to break the ice anyway.
Just to introduce everybody to everybody and then.
Well, it's
choose
too bad
someone
they're
who
not
wants
here
best to
now.
be the
But
representative.
it seems if we could kind of work on the criteria, maybe have one admin here to kind of hear and raise issues, and then we switched it around. Have one of you and the admins, and we'll design the process.
I'll sit
And I'll
down.
work on with them.
I'll sit down.
I was
Sit down.
thinking you might be good
Yeah.
at this.
I'll sit down.
Good,
You-
good.
You have the bulk of the work, I think, for them.
Oh, is that the real problem?
Oh, so now we know the real problem.
Okay, so it sounds like what we have here is we've got Jerry,
Yeah,
one admin,
yeah,
and the EXO group.
right.
and that you're going to work on criteria.
Right.
Then out of that, so I don't have to redraw it, you're going to have a design group that's going to be all the admins, Jerry and Simon,
Right.
Yeah.
working together,
Yeah.
using these criteria to drive the design.
And I'll
Exactly.
report back to you.
And
Exactly.
you're gonna be the voice of the customer essentially.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And down here, the one admin is gonna be probably bringing in some criteria we'd never think about.
True,
Okay.
and that'd be good to know.
Yeah.
Incidentally, just for process learning, one of the things that happens a lot of times, people in a group like this will start deciding things, and these folks are missing. And then you wonder why it doesn't go anywhere. Some of you pick that up real clearly, but
Yeah.
always ask that question, who needs to be in the group? Whose problem is this anyway?
Right.
Right,
And it's not just yours, it's theirs as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. Okay.
Good.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
All
Sounds
right.
like we got a good
All
start.
right,
Yeah.
All right.
good, glad you brought this problem, Jerry.
Delegating to a work group. Agree on focus for follow-up work. Ask who are the right people to do this. Set work group charter, outcome, deadline, resources, participants, leadership.